3:22 Eastern Time. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order for the 2021 AMM. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I apologize for the wait. We had all the technical issues worked out, and then naturally when you start a meeting, you're always going to have a bug or two. So thank you for your patience. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start with the agenda. We're going to start with the video presentations of the reports from the various committees. And after that, I'll come back and we'll just talk about the upcoming vote for the location for the 2023 annual meeting. So once again, thank you for joining us. So William, if you'll start the reports, please.
My name is Sandy MacFarlane Morgan, and I want to bring to you the financial report for 2021. I am pleased to report that we are on sound financial footing. As of June 30th, 2021, we have the following totals. In our PayPal account, we have $1,677.51. In our Azura accounts, we have in the business savings $10.02. In the money market savings, we have $17,863.77. And in our checking account, we have $2,256.56 for total funds of $21,807.86. Of these available funds, we have restricted balances as of this ANM for the DNA project, $601.50. In the archaeology project carried over from 2019, we have $2,500. And in the Monuments project, we have $11,476.89 for total restricted funds of $14,578.39. To date, our income is still basically dependent on membership dues. So far this year, we have spent nothing on the DNA project or the archaeology project, and we do not anticipate spending on them this year. We have spent $3,630.32 for the Monuments project and expect to spend about $2,000 a month for the remainder of the year as Morag Cross and Dr. Nicola Mills continue to translate the documents. All Clan MacFarlane worldwide voting members can view the monthly treasurer's reports from the www.clanmacfarlane.org website by logging onto your account and clicking on the About tab. From there, you can open financial reports and download any of the treasurer's reports. Respectfully submitted, Sandy MacFarlane Morgan, Treasurer. My name is Sandy MacFarlane Morgan. On behalf of the membership committee, Mary Helen Haynes, Barbara McFarland Duff, Andrea McFarland Grieve, and myself, I would like to bring to you the 2021 membership report. Membership as of June 30th, 2021, voting members, we have 302 family members and 305 individual members. Of those individual members, 2 are honored members, which gives us a total voting members, 607. We also have some non-voting members. We have 3 associate members and 2 distinguished fellows for a total active membership of 612. From July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021, we added 16 new family memberships, which are 32 new voting members and 39 new individual memberships. As with all aspects of our lives, the COVID-19 virus has hit CMW hard. We have lost several loyal members to the pandemic. They will certainly be missed, as will all members who have passed away for whatever cause during the past year. After having so much difficulty with the website in 2019 and 2020 concerning membership, we reached out to Preston MacFarlane for major help. In addition to his expert help, Preston also put us in contact with Straight Arrow Web Hosting and Development. Chad Criswell, the owner of Straight Arrow, has completely updated and solved all the problems that we were having with membership. On that note, there are still problems for some new members who enroll with PayPal subscription. For whatever reason, PayPal does not always seem to redirect people to the CMW website to complete their membership applications, resulting in their partial applications falling into some elusive place on the website. Thanks to Jason MacFarlane, we now have a workaround to recover those accounts and get them activated. I am grateful to all the new members who worked through this process. Our accomplishments. We continue using all the procedures that we have put into place over the past years. We continue to send welcome packets to all new members, which include an official welcome letter naming our board members, a membership certificate, and name tags. These items shared with our members are just part of the strong traditions that we try to maintain in Clan MacFarlane Worldwide. Barb Duff will continue to send welcome packets to all visitors at our tents as soon as we can sponsor tents again. We are keeping a digital record by year of all visitors at our sponsored tents when delegates send the sign-in sheets to us. We have a database of membership for each province and state where we have members. These files are available to our delegates. As election and membership committees, along with several members of the board of directors, begin working to validate our voting member list, we were able to really clean up that database. Our goals. As always, we would like to encourage our members to retain their voting status by paying their annual dues. Even after all the work to clean up the files, we still have members who pay dues but whose email addresses do not work. Therefore, this year I'm going to make a concerted effort to contact either by phone or through the post every member whose email bounced and request that he or she go to the website and update contact information. I urge all our members to log on to your account at www.clanmacfarlane.org and make sure all your contact information is up to date. I will hug your neck if you let me the next time I see you. If you cannot log on to your account, please let me know, and I can reset your password with a temporary one and get your account activated once again. Because of all the canceled games, we really did not have a chance to tackle this goal last year. So I would like for our committee to work more closely with the Games and Gathering Committee and the administrators of the Google Suites Drive to see that the delegates gain access to their particular states or provinces on the drive so they can contact the members in their states and provinces. Respectfully submitted, Sandy MacFarlane Morgan.
Hello, this is Andrea MacFarlane Grieve speaking to you on behalf of Marie Robb, who is pictured on your screen. Marie is the Election Committee Chairperson for Clan MacFarlane Worldwide. 2020 was another successful election year, with new candidates taking their seats on the board. The new members for 2021 through 2023 are John MacFarlane, John Duff, and Mary Helen Haynes. The current election cycle is in full swing. Candidates for the upcoming ballot are Bill Lennox, our current president, Drew MacFarlane, and Terrence MacFarlane. Unfortunately, David McGaugh has withdrawn his name for the 2021 ballot. The ballots will be released on August 11th via SurveyMonkey for voting members. Keep an eye out for this in your email. On the issue of the vote to change the bylaws, Article 14, the changes passed. In order to make the changes, we needed to reach 2/3 majority vote of our total voting members. We had 199 individual votes, yes or proxy. We had 90 family votes of 2 votes each, yes or proxy, and we had 94 family votes of 1 vote each, yes or proxy, for a total of 383 votes, yes or proxy. The total number of no votes was 13. The amendment passed with more than 2/3 vote of all voting members per the record date from the membership director. Respectfully submitted by Marie Robb, July 2021.
Hello, I'm Bill Lennox, Chairman of the Games and Gatherings Committee, and this is my annual report. The past year has brought new and exciting opportunities. Because of the pandemic, all of the Highland Games here in the United States and Canada, in which we were accustomed to attending, were canceled. However, in the usual spirit of the MacFarlanes, we rose to the challenge. In June 2020, we held our first virtual gathering. Later, during the holiday season, we again hosted another virtual meeting, celebrating the rich history we the MacFarlanes share across the world in our own unique style. You can watch our celebration of lights on the MacFarlane YouTube channel. As 2021 comes to a close, we are now hosting our annual meeting here on Zoom. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, fellow CMW members. I am Mary Helen Haynes, Chair of the Genealogy Committee. I work with 3 wonderful longtime members, Andrew MacFarlane in New Zealand, Terrence MacFarlane in Georgia, and Peter MacFarlane in Colorado. As of July 2021, we have published 412 members' genealogies in our Twigs to Trees columns. The columns appear on our website under the genealogy section and in our news magazine, Loch Sloy. Since our beginning in 2010, we have written 43 columns, which appear every 4 months. Each column includes a lineage summary for our newest members, as well as DNA genetic updates and family histories. If you have an ancestor you wish to honor, please contact our team so we can include their history in one of our columns. Another feature the genealogy team sponsors is the MacFarlane Heritage Trail, also in the genealogy section of our website. Here we feature individuals' histories, their ancestors, children, places lived, and more. Please explore what we have published so far, like my ancestor, Jackson MacFarlane, my great-great-grandfather, that's pictured on the screen. Contact our team if you would like some guidance to begin your journey. CMW is also involved in the Family Tree DNA MacFarlane project. As of July 5th, we have 1,331 participants. We include all variations of MacFarlane as well as the various sept names. We have 443 male testers who have done the full 111 marker test. But as we now know, it is the Big Y test that reveals a person's true relationship in the various lineages. There are now 306 men who have completed the Big Y 700, and we've gained a lot of knowledge from that. We also have 399 mitochondrial DNA testers to follow the female lineages, and 634 family finder tests, which can help with both the male and the female lines. We've had a lot of interest this year in members who were adopted and are tracing their birth parents' lineages back in time. To find out more details about our project's participants and lineages, please read this report in our official 2021 AMM minutes that will follow. One other area to explore is the Clan MacFarlane genealogy online tree that Andrew MacFarlane maintains. This collection of trees currently has over 197,000 names in his database. 38,000 plus bear the MacFarlane surname or a variant of, and the balance are families connected to those MacFarlanes by marriage or sept. He keeps it updated by adding new lineage information from our members in CMW, the DNA Project, and his own research. I want to thank the genealogy team for all their work this year in helping our members and sharing information with each other. Hope to see you all again next year. Goodbye.
I'm Laurie MacFarlane Jackson, and this is my great-grandfather, James Boyd MacFarlane, standing in front of his drugstore in Enid, Oklahoma in the late 1800s. He was a teacher, a pharmacist, a merchant, a gold miner, a farmer, the town founder of MacFarlane, California, where I grew up. And he was creative in making life work wherever he was, just like many of our ancestors. I'm the chair of our merchandise committee. Also serving on the committee are Andrea MacFarlane Grieve, Marie Robb, Maxie Fitzgerald, Amelia Mack, and Bill Lennox. CMW offers 4 t-shirt designs which have been sold at games and online through our store on our website, www.clanmacfarlane.org. We have a healthy inventory of shirts and hunting tartan ribbon. However, our big news is that the committee has developed a web store, the Kilt and Lantern, to sell existing inventory of shirts along with print-on-demand services, which will allow us to offer more than shirts. Whatever merchandise we can dream up will be available to you with our tartans and logos. Some examples include our tartan flip-flops, baby onesies, socks and leggings, tote bags, and more. We're working out the final details. Watch the website over the next 2 weeks and also watch the CMW Facebook page for grand opening announcements. The profit from every sale goes to support our many projects, including archaeology digs in Scotland, our Muniments project. Muniments are ancient documents, which we are having translated into English. It also helps sponsor hosting tents at games and more. CMW participates in the Amazon Smiles program. If you will log into our website when you're ready to order anything from Amazon and choose the Amazon Smiles button, or personally sign up for Amazon's program and designate CMW as your nonprofit of choice, CMW gets a small donation. Every little bit helps. I'm sure our ancestral entrepreneurs like JB are cheering us on. We appreciate your support. Happy shopping.
This is Andrea MacFarlane Grieve speaking to you on behalf of Marie Robb, who is pictured on your screen. Marie is the chair of the Publications Committee. Publications continue to produce a quarterly loch sloy for voting members. The reins were passed back to the Robbs from Ryan MacFarlane at the end of 2020. Ryan provided a much-needed respite to the Robs for quite some time. The Loch Sloy is the one publication that takes a large chunk of time and dedication to produce, so now the Robs are back at it. Marie is responsible for creating the publication, and Steve provides final edits. The bulk of the Loch Sloy is dedicated to reporting on current activities such as archaeological digs, genealogy, and the like. But the Loch Sloy remains a publication of the members, so Marie and Steve always welcome submissions for consideration. On a sad note, while working through the bylaw vote, we recently discovered that we lost several members due to COVID and other issues. The flowers of the forest will be filled with those who have lost this past year and will be included in the September issue. Family members who have lost a loved one should submit a name and obituary, if possible, to Steve or Marie Robb for publication at marie.robb@clanmacfarlane.org. The Diaspora has been slow to publish, but it is still an open option for all members unless it is providing a link to commercial publications we have been provided to share with only our paying members. Respectfully submitted by Steve and Marie Robb. Hello everyone, my name is Andrea MacFarlane Grieve, and along with Mary Helen Haynes, I am a co-chair of the Clan MacFarlane Worldwide Internet Committee. Since our last annual membership meeting in 2020, the prime focus of the Internet Committee has been to keep both our website and our Facebook page operationally functional. The committee has engaged the as-needed services of a website support specialist. As a result, a number of issues with our membership application process have now been corrected. The committee continues to update our website with notifications of upcoming events, as well as regular publications of our quarterly magazine, Loch Sloy, and our blog, The Diaspora. Here are 3 of the most popular posts on our website. MacFarlane Heritage Sites, with approximately 64,000 hits. MacFarlane Tartan, with approximately 57,000 hits. And the MacFarlanes in Scotland and Ireland, with approximately 40,000 hits. We are pleased to announce that our Facebook page now has over 3,300 friends, an increase of over 300 people in the past year. Facebook continues to be a good place for interested parties to make connections, learn about games and events, and share information about all things Scottish. In the coming months, the committee plans to review the look and feel of our website with the intent of giving it a new and fresh appearance. Stay tuned. Report respectfully submitted this July 30th, 2021. Loch Sloy.
Good afternoon. My name is Barb Duff, and I would like to present the Heritage Committee Annual Report for 2021. The Heritage Committee has been kept busy, especially with monuments, in the past few months and includes 3 co-chairs, Preston MacFarlane, John Duff, and myself, plus 4 other members. These are Andrew MacFarlane, Bill Lennox, John MacFarlane, and Peter MacFarlane. We wish to inform our membership and directly mention Peter, who wishes to retire soon. Peter has been very active and extremely helpful in getting John and I up to speed with monuments and the history of any work completed so far. There have been many emails and scheduled phone conference calls between us over the past few months to make this ongoing work cohesive with the past work in the project. The committee believes this important work will be informative and of historic interest for MacFarlanes and SEPs for decades and hopefully even generations to come. Our team is tasked with working with thousands of images taken of the original documents, mostly stored in Glasgow, Scotland. For those that are unaware, these include ancient MacFarlane historic land charters, writs, wills, letters, diplomas, and sasines, similar to land deeds and property transfers. Some of the earliest were written on animal skins and later ones on different types of parchments and papers. These vary in age from 1395 to 1896. Many are from the Middle Ages. Some are in Latin, some in Old Scots with secretary hand, and some in English that you would have difficulty reading because the content text is similar to the King James Version of the Bible. These also vary in quality, with some being stored in less than ideal conditions for centuries. You may have already read some of these finished muniments in the Loch Sloy, and there are more planned to be in future newsletters. CMW will require additional funds before we will be able to complete the transcriptions and translations of all 110 muniments. For those able, please consider a donation to help complete this project, which I understand is IRS tax deductible for those filing U.S. taxes. You can contact Sandy Morgan, our treasurer, at sandy.morgan@clanmacfarlane.org. Unfortunately, there is little to report in regards to the archaeology due to the COVID travel restrictions in Scotland for some time. First planned in 2020, Heather James, our archaeologist, had all permissions in place to complete the Ardleash dig. This may not happen during 2021 as well. At present, we have a new agreement with the Latinist in Scotland, and we are all very pleased to be finally making more progress on the Latin work. We also have a couple members who are working on some of the easier transcriptions, and another in Scotland on contract with CMW, working on the more difficult ones. Our contacts in Scotland have been able to take additional images of documents because some were not easily seen and required better pictures of signatures and blurred areas such as folds, edges, gutters, margins, and etc. The committee is also investigating a new program project at the University of Guelph in conjunction with the University of Toronto. Please refer to and read the full report on our CMW website. To date, transcribed from Old Scots English, we have 22 documents done, with still 53 to go. Translated from Latin, we have 8 complete, and we still have 27 to go. In total, there are 30 documents done, and we have 80 to still be transcribed. As before, please refer to and read the full report on our CMW website. Good afternoon, and Loch Sloy.
Hello, I am Bill Lennox, Chairman of the Bylaws Review Committee, and this is the Bylaws Review Committee report. In 2020, the Board of Directors of Clan MacFarlane Worldwide embarked on the mission of revisiting our existing CMW bylaws. This was done in an effort to stay with the times and to keep in alignment with current legal statutes. A bylaws review committee was established for this purpose, consisting of myself, Andrea MacFarlane Grieve, Lori Jackson, Mary Helen Haynes, Sandy Morgan, and Maxie Fitzgerald. In 2021, it was decided that a first step to adopting the new bylaws will be to modify Article 14. This article outlined the steps and the process to adopt bylaw changes. When Clan MacFarlane Worldwide first started as an organization, it was very easy to come to a 2/3 vote of voting members. But as time went by and the organization grew, it became clear that a 2/3 vote will be very difficult to obtain. Members become inaccessible for a variety of reasons, and sometimes members choose not to respond to mailings and emails. Thus, the Bylaws Committee put forward an amendment to adjust Article 14 to specify a 2/3 majority vote of those who vote. The CMW membership was solicited for a vote on this amendment, and it was accepted earlier this year. The results were noted in the annual membership meeting Elections Committee report. The Bylaws Review Committee will be reconvening in the fall of 2021, and members can expect a subsequent vote on the remaining bylaw changes either in late fall of 2021 or early 2022. Both the existing and recommended revisions will be provided to voting CMW members for comparison purposes and consideration as part of the voting process. And this concludes my report on the Bylaws Review Committee. All right. Well, thank you very much for each of the committee members, chairs, giving their report. As you can see, the past year we've been quite busy within the organization, conducting a lot of work in a variety of projects. And as serving as president this year, it's been really a lot of work and a lot of excitement to see all this come to fruition, and to see some of these projects get launched, such as the new e-store. Really excited about that. So the next item on the agenda is vote on the annual membership meeting for 2023. The annual membership meeting will be held next year in October at Stone Mountain, Georgia, at the Stone Mountain Highland Games. Please put that on your calendar. I will be hosting that meeting. So I look forward to seeing a lot of you there in person. Hopefully next year we can do that. So the two locations that we're going to vote on is the St. Andrews, Niagara Celtic Heritage Festival. This is in Lockport, New York, or the Society of Detroit Highland Games in Livonia, Michigan. So this is how we're going to do this vote. We're going to do it electronically. If you're sharing a connection with another voting member, then please don't use the electronic voting option. Wait until you receive instruction to use the chat to submit your vote. We'll now do the electronic vote. Choose one location or the other. Do not choose both. The poll will be open for about a minute. So we'll now, so William, if you could put up that that poll, please. Yeah, as this poll is going on, we will take questions via our chat room for if you have any questions about the reports that were submitted. And we're going to, I have an update now on the Scotland 2022 trip. And then after that, we will answer your questions.
Could you please open the chat, please?
The chat is now open for panelists to talk to host and co-hosts. And now it's set up for everyone. Panelists can chat with everyone.
William, before we do that, I skipped one step. Those that have their login as family members, we need to open up the chat so they can vote on either Lockport, New York, or Livonia, Michigan before we open up for Q&A, please.
The chat should be open for everybody at this point.
Okay.
Still not working, sorry. Chat's still not working.
When you click chat, you can't type anything to anybody?
Yeah, I'm getting, you cannot chat with John and Barb Duff during this meeting.
Let's try this. There you go.
There we go.
I had clicked on the lower part of my screen where it says chat. I clicked on that to get the type your message here. Sorry.
Yeah, Andrea, the problem was that because John had been host and he sent it to me, he became a nothing host. So I had to make him co-host again. But right now it's set up so everybody can chat to everybody directly.
All right, William, would you go ahead and start the video, please?
Okay.
This will be a short 20-minute video giving an update on the upcoming 2022 MacFarlane Worldwide Tour of Scotland.
Hello everyone, this is Janet from Thistledew Enterprises, and I'm here today to talk you through the MacFarlane Clan Tour for 2022. We're excited to be bringing this to you, and I'm sure you are all super anxious to be going somewhere. So if you haven't already signed up for the tour, we do have some open slots available, and we'd love to hear from you, and we'll get to all these details as we go forward here. So the tour is scheduled to start on June 28th of 2022, and it will run through July the 5th. We do recommend a pre-night in Glasgow, so that would be the evening of June 27th, and we do have accommodations available at the Radisson Blu Hotel in Glasgow. The pricing for that is £156 single occupancy, or if you're looking to share, £168 double occupancy, and that's bed and breakfast. The Radisson Blu is located pretty central in Glasgow, so it'll give you lots of time, you know, if you arrive in that day, to basically go out and explore a little bit of Glasgow, or certainly one of its many restaurants in the evening, or of course some lively libations, I'm sure, are all in order too. And of course, we do recommend getting a good night's sleep. The overall tour cost is going to be £2,439 per person, and that is assuming we have 20 plus guests on the tour. If the number drops below 20, but at 15 or more, then the pricing does go up to £2,631 per person. That is assuming double occupancy. If you are a single or just prefer to have that room to yourself, there is a single supplement of £792. With regards to flights, then we do suggest that you fly into Glasgow and then depart out of Edinburgh. But depending on where you're flying out of in the US, it may make more sense to do a round trip in Edinburgh or a round trip into Glasgow. There's only about an hour's drive time between Edinburgh and Glasgow. There is a train service, so you know it's easy to basically get between the two cities if you do need to do in and out of Glasgow or in and out of Edinburgh, or we can of course set you up with a private transfer. So it doesn't matter, whatever works best for you. And of course, we're here to assist with flights. I know a lot of people may be storing up those points to use for flights. That's absolutely fine. We just ask that you share your flight details with us before you book them so that we can catch anything that may not work. We will be starting the tour early on the morning of June 28th, around about probably 8:30, 9 o'clock. You'll be meeting your guide, Andrea Middleton from Mini Kilts Tours. She has been the guide on the MacFarlane tour for the last several. So some of you will have met her before. She's a lot of fun, she's super informative, and she is an official Blue Badge guide. You will be on an executive coach, and at the moment it's a 27-seater. If we get a big surge of people interested to go on this tour, then we can certainly look at doing a bigger coach. So, you know, no problems there. So getting into the tour itself, on that first morning, we start in Glasgow, as mentioned. You will be exploring the MacFarlane and Lennox ancestry, starting in Glasgow. You'll do a medieval city tour. That will start to unlock the stories of your MacFarlane and Lennox ancestors, your friends and other clans at that time, and of course your foes, and there were many. After we explore Glasgow, then it's going to be off to Dumbarton Castle. Dumbarton Castle is everything one would imagine from that Dark Age stronghold, and quite forbidding. So I know you'll have a wonderful time there. The steps that go up and through Dumbarton Castle can be a little bit precarious. So we do absolutely recommend that you have good solid footing to do that. If it rains, and believe me, it can rain in Scotland, then those steps can be a little bit slippy. So we do want everyone to be super cautious, but it is definitely worth the effort. Once we finish up at Dumbarton Castle, then we are going to head over to the Loch Lomond area and of course your ancestral clanlands. The first thing we're going to do is actually take a little ferry ride over to Inchmooran Island, and it actually houses the ruins of a 14th century Lennox castle. And that is where we will start the sad story of Isabella of Lennox. That is basically where she finished up. She died there, and we will basically tell you the story of her life as we go through this tour. Once we finish up on Inchmooran Island, and we have arranged for an afternoon tea there, so you will have time to relax and take it all in as well as look at the castle ruins and wander around. We will be heading over to Cameron House. Some of you that were on the last tour will be familiar with Cameron House. It is reopening again this year. It did have an incredible fire, which was kind of devastating for everyone, but they have done an amazing job in restoring it and recreating it. And I know you're going to have a wonderful time staying there. So Cameron House will be your home for the next 3 nights. While staying there, then you will be, of course, taking in all of the MacFarlane heritage in the area. You will do a visit to Glenfruin. It is called the Glen of Sorrows, and that's basically where you had a hand in the massacre of the Colquhouns. We will do a dinner at the last house of the Chiefs of MacFarlane. It's now called the Claymore Hotel. It has opened again. It's under new management, and they are super excited to have you join them again for dinner. They typically do have live music in the bar. I won't know exactly all those details until we get closer in, but you will, of course, be able to enjoy some of that before we head back to Cameron House. A mandatory thing, of course, to do is definitely visit all the MacFarlane graves in the area. So you will be doing that at Ballyhennan Churchyard, Lost Church, and of course the island of Inchkeelog. And we will be going over to the Balmaha Boatyard and catching a little ferry there over to Inchkeelog. We always have those exciting speedboats to get you over to the islands of Vaivau and Inveruglas. And you will be seeing Fiona Baker again. She's a leading archaeologist in the area, done a lot of work on both of these islands, mapping everything out, the history, mapping out the ruins. So you will have the chance to chat with her. She'll talk you through any new developments in the castle ruins. And of course, you'll have time to wander about. The speedboats are, they are speedboats, and that makes it a little bit difficult when you're getting on and off them, because you're not, when you start that journey, you will go for Inveruglas Pier, so you'll be helped into the speedboats. But once you get to the islands, there's no like launching pad or anything like that. We basically have to beach the boats and then, assist you out. So again, you're going to have water shoes or something very solid to wear there, or, old sneakers or something like that. The islands are a little bit rocky when you get to that beach area, so we don't want you cutting up your feet. But you do have to, trust us, and we will get you in and out of those boats. This particular tour, we did actually manage to reach the right person at the Lochsloy Dam power station so that we can actually go into the power station, which is actually fascinating. I did actually, on my last trip over there, go and meet with the guys. And they basically, took me around the power station. It's amazing to see where all the water comes from that they collect and comes down different tunnels. And eventually, once it goes through the hydroelectric power station, it actually feeds right back into Loch Lomond again. They do have a minibus, and they are willing to, shuttle people up to the dam area, where you will be able to get much closer to the area of Lochsloy, where you guys used to gather a long time ago to combine your efforts to basically go and steal your neighbor's cattle. So if you want, you can definitely stand up there and give that battle cry of Lochsloy, just as your ancestors did many moons ago. Something completely different on this tour as well is we do always like, to enjoy all the scenery, your heritage, and everything else that Scotland offers. And one of those things is definitely to do some foraging. Foraging has become incredibly popular, I would say world over, but certainly in Scotland now. So we will take you on a foraging trip. It should be chanterelle mushroom season, but we'll see. You'll definitely be collecting herbs and things from the hedgerows and in the woodlands. You will have a guide with you, and then you'll basically go back to the hotel and its kitchen. It's Monica Moore, and you'll start to prepare your own evening meal, of course, with a chef's assistant. And we will, of course, probably have some whiskey and gin tasting to do to basically wash that wonderful food down. Before we leave the Loch Lomond area and finish up with all of your heritage elements, then we will take you over to the Kingdom of Fife before we head down to the borders. One of the most important families in Scotland, of course, was the Bruce family, and they have played a key part in the story of Scotland for over 1,000 years. So you will be meeting Lord Bruce himself. You will be visiting his family home of Broomhall House. And it's just an absolute amazing place. It's like a living museum. This gentleman has collected everything throughout the years, or the family has, and he will have everything there to share with you, including William Wallace's sword. After we finish up there, then we'll be getting back in the coach again, and we will be heading down to the borders of Scotland. Your accommodation there will be Peebles Hydro, which, you know, is a wonderful location, and Peebles itself is a wonderful town. So I'm hoping that you will have the opportunity to go out and explore there too on your own. The Scottish borders is also known as the Scottish Marches. This border area, yes, it really does border, you know, down to England, was basically the troops would basically march back and forward this border area on horses. It's called the riding. They would make sure that no one was going to infiltrate and come into their lands. So it is a very strategic area in Scotland, not today, of course, but a long time ago, for keeping the English out, or anyone else we didn't want coming, you know, marauding in. The area is steeped in history. It was once the home of Christian monks who lived in the many magnificent abbeys in the area. Melrose Abbey will be one of them that we actually get the chance to go and visit. And of course, that is the final resting place of Robert the Bruce's heart. It is an incredibly pretty area of Scotland, and it really is a fascinating area to discover. Some of the things we'll see there, of course, is Scotland's oldest inhabited house, which is Traquair. And then we'll also visit Abbotsford, which is the home of Sir Walter Scott. He was an amazing novelist. He completely popularized tartan and brought it back to life again. He saved the Scottish banknote. He rediscovered the crown jewels. So as you can see, this man was Scottish through and through and was determined to revive Scotland. And he certainly did this, and it's still the things he did really has made Scotland the country it is still today. So we say to him, thank you very much. Before we head out from the borders, we will make one further stop at Lennoxlove. There you're going to hear the amazing story of Frances Stuart, the Duchess of Richmond and Lennox, who refused to be the mistress of Charles II of England. Instead, she decided to marry Charles Stuart, the 6th Duke of Lennox. This home does house some amazing treasures. One of the things you'll see there is the death mask of Mary Queen of Scots, along with many other things. Frances was actually known as a beautiful, beautiful lady, and she actually was the model for Britannia, that you'll see on many of the British coins. We're also going to head up towards Edinburgh, but once we visit Lennoxlove, we're actually going to make a stop at Tantallon Castle. Tantallon Castle sits right on the edge of the cliffs, just not that far from Dunbar. It is ruined, but again, this is where we kind of double back and continue that tragic story of Isabella of Lennox and her family. She was actually imprisoned or held as a royal hostage in Tantallon for 8 years. And then you'll hear about the tragic end to her son, who was actually imprisoned just off of the coast there at the Bash Rock. The next stop is going to be at the National Flag Centre. There you're going to hear the story of, I guess, the creation of our Scottish flag, the saltire. It is the oldest in Europe and the Commonwealth, and according to legend, it came to fruition very close by the actual National Flag Centre near the town of Athelstainsford. After that, we are going to continue up to Roslin Chapel. This will be an after-hours visit, so it's only going to be a group that's going to be there. There will be a light evening meal served there, and you'll be able to meander around with a guide, hear all the stories. This chapel is absolutely amazing. I mean, the ornate stonework really has intrigued writers, artists, film directors the world over. And of course, it's linked to so many things that, you know, people love to hear about, like the Knights Templar, the Lost Ark, the Coven, the Holy Grail, all kinds of things. So it will be an amazing experience there. And as I said, it is a private visit, so it's all for those on the tour. After that, we will be heading up to Edinburgh. You will arrive at your accommodations a little later that evening, and you will be staying at the Kimpton Charlotte Square Hotel. For people that have been on some of the previous tours, that would have been the Roxburgh Hotel that you might have known it as on a previous tour. It's very central and just a couple of streets back from Princes Street, which is actually the main drag. Then on your final day, you're going to have the morning at leisure, so you'll be able to explore some things in Edinburgh, and then we will round everybody up and you will be heading to the court of Lord Lyon. Lord Lyon is an amazing guy. He is the sole King of Arms in Scotland, and he's the head of the heraldic executive, and he's the judge of the court of Lord Lyon. So he decides for any of those that are protesting that they are the rightful chief or coats of arms or whatever. He is the one that digs into all of that and decides what is legitimate and what is not. His particular office does date back to the 14th century, so this is something that has been very prominent in Scotland really forever. So I'm sure you're going to have a wonderful visit with him. We will probably split the group because his office is not huge. So half of you will be with Lord Lyon, and then the other half will actually be receiving a presentation in the Dome, which is pretty close by, from Dr. Bruce Jury. He is considered one of Scotland's top genealogists, and the Shanachie to the Chief of Jury. This man is incredibly funny, incredibly talented, and incredibly knowledgeable, and he really does appreciate interaction from everyone. So I mean, please formulate your questions, feel free to ask him once he gets through his presentation, of course. He would be, you know, delighted to answer questions and even help you if you're actually doing any ancestral research. So once we finish all of those formalities, we're all going to relax a little bit. This is going to be your final night on tour, and we will be heading out with Lord Lyon. I believe his wife might even join us. And we'll be also in the present Dr. Bruce Jury and his wife may come and join us too. And we'll be heading very, very close by for a private dinner. It will be typical Scottish fare that night. I'm sure haggis is going to be on the menu. So for those who love it, wonderful. And of those who've never tried it, wonderful. And of those who don't like it, wonderful. Okay, you're going to have a wonderful time. So that kind of concludes everything that's on the tour. And the next morning, of course, you will be departing from the tour. So you have a choice. You can continue on in Scotland, and anyone who's looking for assistance for an extended stay or would, you know, like to do some time in Scotland prior to the tour, or you even want to extend your trip, you know, further elsewhere in Europe, we can help you with all of that. So please feel free to, you know, email me, call me, whatever works best for you, and let me know your questions. As I mentioned before, we do have some spots still on the tour. We would love to take you with us. It really is going to be an amazing tour. So please, you know, don't wait, don't hesitate, and please feel free to reach out to me. And that is all I have to share with you today. So thank you very much for listening in, and I really look forward to hearing from you. Have a good day. Bye.
Great. As you can see from that video, that this trip is going to be fabulous. It's going to be unlike any trip that Clan MacFarlane Worldwide has taken in the past. So I encourage all of you to consider traveling with us to discover some of our ancient history as the Lennox House and the MacFarlanes. It's going to be a very, very exciting trip. Okay, so we are going to announce the results of the poll for the 2023 AMM location on Facebook and on our webpage after we get the results verified. So with that, William, do we have some Q&A?
Sorry, Bill, are you talking to me?
Yeah, I was just asking. I don't see the any Q&A popping up on my screen.
Okay, I do have one question about the tour. I wasn't clear about food costs, what was included and what isn't. And also, does that pay for all the hotels?
Well, that would be a question to ask the tour director. She can answer all those questions and help with any advice on hotels. It does include some meals. I just don't know the breakdown.
Okay.
So if we can, if she can just refer or contact our tour director, she'd be more than happy to answer that question.
Okay. Also, I have a word for Sandy Morgan. If Sandy's on the air here.
Yeah.
Sandy, I'm the treasurer of the Scottish St. Andrew Society of St. Louis, and we have recently changed our internet payment system from PayPal to Stripe, STRIPE. It's owned by Wells Fargo. It's much easier to use. In my view, it's more professional, and the cost is just about the same. So you might consider that.
Great. Thank you for that tip.
I feel like I know Bill because we share an acquaintance with his goddaughter, who's a vet here in Amarillo.
Good deal.
Right. Yes.
All right. To answer that question about the tour, it includes hotels and several meals a day. So yes, the hotels all the hotels are included, and then several meals a day. And I know some of the hotels serve a breakfast as part of the room.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So good. Well, is Bill? We have any other questions, William?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. It is 4:22 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to adjourn this meeting. Just a note to let y'all know that normally there'll be a motion to accept the 2020 AMM minutes. However, since the 2020 meeting was entirely virtual, our bylaws don't require that. So if that may have been somebody had a question on that, so I just wanted to put that in there. I want to thank everybody for joining us. It's been my privilege and honor to serve this year as your president. I look forward to the vote, and perhaps I can continue to serve on the board for another term if the membership so chooses. So I want to thank everybody once again for joining us. We had 24 people join today. Thank you very much. And Loch Sloyd to the MacFarlanes from the House of Lennox.
Loch Sloyd.
Loch Sloyd.
And what was the result about 2023?
We're gonna announce that. We're gonna have to count the votes on the chat, and we'll announce that on Facebook and on our website the next day or two.
Okay, very good. Well, have a great rest of the weekend.
Everybody have a great weekend. Thank you so much once again for joining us.
And
Right.
thank you to
Cheers.
CASOC for helping us with this meeting.
Indeed, we could not have
Our
done-
pleasure.
Could not have done this without them. Thank you very much.
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to play us out with a little bit of music and
please do.
that it's finished, and before we stop the stream. And a great job, everybody.